helping me out in the spirit plane or something. I saw him in a dream one time back when I lived on the PCH, but he was more deserving of it. I feel like it's artificial, but at the same time, he was more deserving. From what I understand, people in that timeline are no longer spiritual because of what's ruling everything spiritually. You know, stealing me and Baron Samity's birthright and what's controlling everything. And because of that, they've done turned Zendaya, who's really an MK Ultra model, into this godlike entity on par with Hike, godlike. Somebody who's holy, you can't talk down on no matter what she does. And she has, in the subconscious, you're supposed to have your ancestors there, 2 CIA agents controlling her consciousness. I saw that the other night and all of that, talking in that motherfucker. So I'm trying to fuck with my consciousness just now. The spirit plane for mentioning that. And some just came and fucked with it even more so. So I'm going to have to play that 735 hertz. It's just fucked up how I'm being tormented while them people are living, you know, in a torrential life full of, you know, just having all their blessings, wishes, you know, come true and living their dreams off of me. And I'm just steadily being died off, you know, killed off with these, you know, with it, you know, getting into a crescendo with these things. I don't want to wish my death by being killed with, you know, but it's coming. But I'm going to try to avert it as much as I can and block it from happening wholesale. But from what I understand, the Illuminati has intentions to turn Zendaya, who's very, you know, when I see, even in the Roach realm, she don't scream godlike or any, she screamed like very ordinary. And from what I understand, some CIA agents, somebody in the PCA, have been stealing my characteristics and all of that and giving it to her. And energy harvesting off of me heavily with the Illuminati. At one point with Cassandra Nunez, they were using her to steal my soul consciousness and all that in the spirit plane. Very, very heavily. And they killed her off. They put her consciousness, soul consciousness, I believe, on that spaceship and all of that. And I'm going to say something right now. You can use 295 hertz, 695 hertz. A lot of that shit, you know, like Bobby Hemmett says, his ancestors and all that, a lot of that shit's attached to our bodies. You know, a lot of our stuff is on our bodies. All that. And so you can find a lot of shit on you, you know, if you're trying to search for things, you know. But, you know, I tried playing 295 hertz. I remember seeing it was located at the Sacral, and I remember seeing Santa Muerte there, hearing her cry out for help. It was located in the soul, I want to say sacral, soul consciousness, sacral chakra area. So a lot of that's connected to us. So we can use, you know, 295, 695 hertz. I had as many zeros at the end and beginning as possible to call that back. And if they try to trick you into not finding where they really are, you can use 115 hertz or 1150 hertz. And if it gets really tricky, combine these numbers. You got 114 hertz. You can literally combine 114 hertz with 730 hertz or 700 hertz right here. Gets really tricky. So some of them are like EMF blockers. They can block frequency and all of that. So be very, very careful. Like I said, I've been trying to help my ancestors and all of that, get them back. So from what I understand, they got some roaches from a timeline from this lady here named Mo's Millions that's comprised of my ancestors, including my dad, Napoleon Williams Jr., that's trapped in hell realms and all of that. They're using them to put me on board their spaceships and to trying to get me, killed to where I'm just literal non-sentient in consciousness, just there and just to act as fuel. Like I said, they're doing that with my higher self, with Baron Samedi, with them roaches to some degree. They take them, turn them around, put them on like some type of wheel where they turn them down into their molecules and shit. And they got ways to build motherfuckers back. You can look here. With that being said, they were telling me it's got something to do with keeping me out the body. I got cloned. Like I said, I tried helping out Black China some months ago with them little road spirits, and She found out what was going on, and they killed her just for knowing us. That's why I don't deal with Holly Weird. Holly Weird. But it's got something to do with taking my birthright, the He, say they call me Hollandaise in the spirit plane, taking my attributes, stealing them terribly, and giving it to Zendaya and killing me off so I can't get my shit back. And using He to wipe out the entire population of Earth. He is an independent entity. She don't work with no Illuminati. She's supposed to be above them. And that's why they wanted her. And they keep fucking with my parents in the spirit plane, putting them, I saw the other day, and I keep thinking, not Mayor Amsterdam Rothschild, it could be him. I got a David Renee Rothschild, David Rothschild, this motherfucker right here, Jacob Rothschild. That's the one who died in the roach realm. They got my parents. They keep calling her the pussy monster or something. I also heard of Theriel. Like here, I saw in this picture. Alright, they keep trying to attack my road spirits as much as they can. They attack my consciousness so I can't fight their asses off. I got something very fucked up playing with my consciousness, but I'm going to persevere as much as I can to keep me from speaking the truth. I gotta, this ain't, like we're dealing with spirits or entity attachments. This is something very complex because these things are physical and they're real. They fucked up my road spirits. They did somewhere they fucked them up in the middle of the night. Gotta do it to kill my ass off. And they killed off a lot of my spirit team. We got interconnections to the planets, which rules us. Mine, I believe, is Jupiter. They were killing off my connection to the source, and then using that to, in a way, kill off my connection to world spirits that help me and keep me alive as much as they can. I heard that they can't see where I'm. People can't see where I'm at in the spirit plane. I heard at some points my connection to source got conflated with Zendaya's and all of that shit. And I saw her in my timelines months ago. I saw him some months ago in my timelines. I heard she was annihilating them. Rose Spears put me on there along with the Illuminati. Anyways, with that being said, from what I understand, they're trying to, like I said, Eminem saw the same thing where they planned on orchestrating a huge apocalypse where they kill off most of humanity, put y'all in clone bodies, and then they go live underground like the Morlocks and all of that in H.G. Wells' The Time Machine. Very similar. Look like that too in the future, and they don't care because they just want power. trying to get up to where them Egyptians supposedly are. It's lies. It's conflated. They keep blocking them. Then got industrial complex. I don't know what's going on. Anyways, with that being said, Egyptians don't got industrial complex. I don't know. But anyways, with that being said, they keep targeting my parents because of their connection to ISIS. My dad's supposed to be related. He's supposed to be related on my dad's side. So they keep trying to target that for that. My parents for that. You know, Napoleon and Linda Williams Jr., their pictures. Using 3517 hertz combined with 1115 hertz. You can use that frequency 114 hertz combined with 700 or 730 hertz to try to find them because they keep blocking where they at in the spirit plane. You can use EMF blockers and all of that. Dealing with spaceships and aliens. And I heard God was going, Demiurge was going to allow them to fuck my ass up, give them consent to, and I felt it. That's why my higher self is on board that ship. It's my little interconnection to Heat Cave. They fucked her up from what I understand. I've been trying to get her back. I've been playing 3517 hertz and all of that. But they've been doing something to try to keep me on board, block me from being able to get help, block me from being seen. Some months, a couple of weeks ago, I called on Bastet, and she's pretty powerful. Hopefully it's from a good timeline. I heard they were using fucked up heat K. I heard it's my higher self or something to try to take away my heat K, my interconnection to heat K or some shit like that. I've been trying to figure out what the fuck is going on. I'm trying to get my shit back because that's nothing to me into that guy who, you say that's a part of you, that's something that you should never divest from a fucking person. And I had a lot of protection. I miss when I had spiritual protection, especially inner, because this shit here is just, like I said, I was crying the other night because I don't like the fact that I'm being killed off, and it's for nothing more. I heard what sound like a spaceship. You hear that? I keep hearing that I'm in some spaceship and that people can't see where I'm at accurately. But anyways, with that being said, I gotta get all my shit back. Keep acting like Cassandra, I'm my highest self. It's demonic, them roaches or some demonic motherfuckers. The roach aliens, not my spirits. I've also was told don't go outside or something. I remember at one point they tried to pull me in, but I played frequency so much and my shit was so strong they couldn't. Like I went outside. I was playing 735 hertz and they blocked them. I heard any kind of frequency block them, but they put me like in the squares, and I had a little child spirit guide put 735 hertz around to protect me, which I believe she still has to hide me from them. Sounds so weird just now. Looked like somebody multi-dimensional running, but I didn't see anybody running with them. Okay, yeah, I see a person, but it looked like they were going in and out of reality, physical. I swear, I saw like an outline, like the Predator and all of that. So I was seeing with the roach aliens the other day. That's how I know that was real. I was told that in the middle of November they would come, and that's true. I saw roach spirits that appeared to be going in and out of our reality. They look liquid, like their soul consciousness or something. Semi-physical, and then I would see like semi-physical body parts. When you know astral technology and all that, when you got astral knowledge, you can manipulate that and fuck with them for your benefit. If they were once physical and now they semi, they're no different than you. They're no better than you. You can take that knowledge, use crystalline technology, use frequencies to try to fuck with them, to try to get to them and all of that. EMF blockers work. Call on the Egyptians, Bastet and all of that I heard works. They're supposed to rule the demiurge, the god, run the god industrial complex. But you can use crystals, which I got topaz here. It's funny, it's done gotten dark after they took my EK parts, and it's funny, I got 3. Birdstone. You can take crystals, use that to try to get your shit back. You can use crystals. Use that in consortium with whatchamacallit. I remember the Commission, the ancestors were telling me something about ions in the crystals when you manipulate them. And they have something called pelezotic. It's this here. Where if you just tap them or something, they create energy. But I heard something in the spirit plane. I was showing this some months ago. Like the way Isis was able to fly is they'll take gold plates or something. It's usually gold. And connect them. I would think copper because of spiritual energy, but spirits can get in the way. But I would still use them. I used to wear like copper and shit back in the day when I was really into this. Silver is for spiritual protection, by the way. With that being said, from what I understand, they use copper in conjunction with crystals to try to... Alright, I think it's called Paleozoic effect or something, where it was something about ions and all of that. I know silver could be used for spiritual protection, so I can't take too much of my power. I would think it would be copper. But, because it uses spiritual energy. I used to wear copper back in the day. But they would take that and put, attach crystals to them and be able to fly and do all sorts of feats from what I was showing. It's something to do with the ions, or just put the crystals in conjunction with the gold itself. That's why the Anunnaki mined that and used that to do all the stuff that they did. And so you can use crystals and all of that, as well as EMF blockers, to break their technology. This thing got really bad. Really bad. Them ugly motherfuckers, they don't look like the roach that you saw in Men in Black. They look like regular old roaches. I saw them one night. My little roach spirit's been trying to stab them off as much as they can. I feel like they're fucking ruining my spirit guys. Put that shit around. But I know that you can call on the Egyptian gods. Bastet, I know is a good one. Isis, but Bastet. Because they're the ones that set up the God Industrial Complex to do something about that. But yeah, EMF blockers. But anyways, from what I understand, they intend on calling, or they were saying something too, that if they couldn't take away my shit, they would have me seeing giant cockroaches and all that. The Illuminati is able to control them entities somehow. So I gotta figure out how they're able to get permission. A couple of days ago I was able to do it, but when I called on the God of Light to get my shit back, the source that runs the Egyptians, they didn't respect that, and that's the overall source. They just kept taking my shit, so I gotta do something about that. You know, it becomes complex. Thought about playing 2048. I just noticed I'm missing time too. I swear it was either Thursday or Friday at the least, and I had a meeting on the 22nd, which was yesterday, and I just looked at my cell phone and it said Sunday the 23rd. So it feels like 2 days done jumped by, and I remember people being downstairs in the office yesterday, so I know it wasn't no Saturday or anything like that. I remember it feeling like a Friday, but, you know, I know I was going to show up for that meeting on the 22nd, so I know that there was a day skipped, which is very, very fucking strange. And that often goes concomitant with alien kidnappings. I had to get groceries yesterday. You know, I was told don't go outside, but I got to, man. I got to eat because of the danger that I'm in. Just had them try to do something about it, where they tried to block me from seeing where they at in the spirit plane, getting my shit back. This is some evil shit. It feels dead. I'm not going to lie to you. But that's crazy. It reminds me of, I used to be able to manipulate it as well when I was in jail, when I was missing time. And I remember I surpassed like 2 whole fucking days because I manipulated something in the spirit plane. It's like I say, they can do it, we can do it. You know, they can be fifth dimensional beings, so are we. We can be all of that. I'm saying in my army. Battleground Earth, or Battlefield Galactica, some shit like that. And this is a motherfucking shame. So basically, one of my spirit guys just now. You have to use 175 hertz to heal. 174 hertz is also good for putting yourself back together. 15 hertz is good for getting stuff back, along with 14 hertz. There's any zeros at the end of the beginning, but 3002 hertz, 3000 hertz is the best. 295 combined with 695 hertz for calling stuff back to you. That's very good. I was using 195 hertz to try to put myself back together, which is ancestral power, since they were using my ancestors trapped in hell realms against me. With that being said, the road spirit's really, really bad. I heard something about y'all going to see, so I don't know. But anyways, with that being said, and I mentioned the 2.2 million along with 1.75 million, which is good for getting people back from UFOs, along with them other frequencies I explained. They hurried up. I think I mentioned Santa Muerte. I think it might have been that they hurried up to block me from, yeah, it was Santa Muerte when I was going to do a video mentioning her. It might be those, I'm not really sure. They hurried up and tried to block that shit because they were afraid of being exposed. I was going to say it's easy. Anything to deal with them than spirits. But, with that being said, from what I understand, they're coming from this lady's timeline here. And they're being used to kill me off in an effort to use Indira Coleman to become Hecate or something in that August 22nd, 2022 timeline. They got it blocked off. I'm just going to say the Illuminati timeline start with Adam Weishaupt. These frequencies to get in. Blog article today and talk about it, but I heard that if they can't get me through that, then they're going to set up something where it's half semi-physical spiders from the spirit plane that's going to attach to me to drain and kill my ass off, and then portals situated all around wherever I go, the city, that directs them to Santa Muerte's hell realm instantly. So they're really trying to kill my ass off for a very egregious reason, but I can't get over that missing time. That's crazy. I noticed that light keeps them roaches away to some degree, but that 735 hertz works the best. So from what I understand, they're trying to kill me off. So I think take my stuff. I also heard too that it's got something to do with alright, they keep attacking my consciousness really, really fucking bad to the point of that. Use some vicious ass alien cockroaches. With that being said, let me go ahead. I'm going to do a blog article talking about everything today. But it sickens me that, I mean, for me, since 2022, I have been at the mercy. I've been getting tortured. By some very sick, sinister, sadistic-ass people. So I'm just going to try to survive. Doing more than that, man. I'm too smart for this shit. I just can't get over that missing time. Because I had that 20-second marked. I saw some with police app. Again, they keep taking advantage of my dad really, really fucking bad. And they've been using sound bites from my higher to highest selves, including me and all of that. From my higher to highest selves, from Baron Salmon. At one point, they were using his soul consciousness, from what I heard, when they used and say his real name. One of the giant cockroaches that are on board. And on my YouTube channel, I used to mention his real name on my YouTube channel. Past videos, when they mentioned his real name, I was urged to do that just to easily get him, as well as Santa Muerte, out. Really, instead of Munez. I hope that the real one that wanted me as a sacrifice ain't working with him. She's supposed to be on Zendaya or something, helping her out. I don't know what the fuck is going on. Safe, but it's terrible. But I remember when the giant roaches devoured him, took over his consciousness and also his connection to God, damn near. And I was trying to free, using Palo Mayombe early this morning, 3517 hertz to try to bring them back. And so I'm going to have to use some more. Again, I was using the power of the ancestors yesterday, which is 195 since they're using that. Again, it's supposed to be alien giant cockroaches from those millions that like to devour people, and they had a good old apocalyptic time on that fucking whatchamacallit, and these things seem hell-bent to kill my ass. Oh, shit, it's cold as a motherfucker. So anyways, in the obstacle position, we got the Two of Pentacles. And I feel that, I kept seeing like shadows of giant cockroaches, which leads me to believe I'm in their realm. I'm in their head, or nearly. Like I say, people can't find me. EMF blockers is your friend, or using crystals combined with gold. I heard Shugite is very good for that. The EFM blocking, I don't know. Black Obsidian, I just saw a spirit guide that might be controlled by him walking through. Kept taking advantage of a child spirit guide. It seemed like they all got him on their spaceship, using them as fuel. And thankfully, due to some spiritual protection, the worst is being averted for right now. It's not, going that far. It's just crazy sticking the roach room in case she tries to give back her shit. I mean, it was stealing like my whole fucking consciousness some days ago, He shit. That's who you are. You can't take that from a person, no matter what. So I like all this shit being exposed, but them rose spirits, they help out. I didn't even see that car. That just came out of nowhere. I'm gonna say this, the Illuminati, call it Commission guys. What's going on with that? That said, it was a really good one. But they ain't got no authority over me. I don't believe in them. I don't subscribe to them. You know, the EMF blockers. I don't know how they can have so much fucking power. You know, they were in my highest selves timelines, and she kept calling on the Habsburgs to spiritually protect her. Schomburg at one point, but the Habsburgs, she was a Jewish lady. Stein. Cassandra Nunez's ancestors are the Habsburgs. And they were using them for spiritual protection. The Rothschilds kept trying to get into her timelines and everything. Because she's Jewish, it's some type of kinetic energy with them. That's why they tribal people, like blacks and other people of color. She kept trying to block them. I know the Windsors are mine. I'm hearing this. Try to fuck with my real spirits, who I think are simultaneously helping them out as much as they can. I keep trying to take over my whole consciousness, so I have no spiritual protection. All I can do is play 735 hertz to keep them from invading my consciousness. Area I had got fucked up. Hopefully no evil people do anything fucked up with that knowledge. I just disseminated. So with that being said, in the obstacle position, we got the Two of Pentacles. And I feel like there's a fake connection going on. It used to be from telling Phantom Earth, they're not here. That's saying, you know, deep metallic screeching like sounds that you hear when UFOs are around me. I'm deep in this shit. And I would look at myself in my black screen mirror, otherwise known as my cell phone. I would see roaches overlapping. I was told I'm in their guts or some shit like that. You're trying to set it up to where there's no way out. I can't tolerate that. Too much frequency and shit. Alright, so in the obstacle position, we got the Two of Pentacles. And I feel that you're being disconnected from somebody very, very powerful that could help you. Four of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles. You have somewhere they try to disappear my road spirits. With them at times. So I just perpetually play 735 hertz, 7352 hertz. Four of Pentacles is the present position, and I feel that you're in a place where you, I don't want to say comfort, but you feel like you have a good whatchamacallit on things, a good hold on things. 10 of Pentacles is going to be the future position, and I feel that you're going to be in a very successful position where you're going to be able to acquire what you want to acquire and go in the direction where you want to go. You're going to attain what you want. Ace subconscious, we got the Page of Swords, and I feel like you're going in the right direction, and you in fact are. Ace of Cups is going to be your goal position, and I feel like you're looking for a breakthrough from a very bleak situation like what I'm in. Vice card, Eight of Swords, and I feel that's to look at your surroundings for what it is and to break free from it. Six of Cups, energy that is all around you. I feel like you have people who care deeply about you, who are looking out for you. They don't necessarily have to be related, but they close to it. Got six right there. This material realm. Hopefully breakthrough. The Moon. And I feel that that's your fears and your hopes card. And you have a lot of people wishing well for you and trying to send good vibes your way. And they're being blocked. Out comes Seven of Swords. You're going to have somebody or have something, like in my case, that's going to throw some heavy deception your way. That's going to try to throw you off. Connections, you ain't going to know what the fuck is going on, but don't be deceived. There's a frequency, 694, 695 hertz, and there's another one. With that being said, if you want a more personalized reading, please contact me at ravenbyterror22 at yahoo.com. Peace.